Of late, because I'm reaching unk status, I've been thinking about short term versus long term. I mean, we all fall victim to chasing comfortability. We hate discomfort. And with that comes shortcuts. With that comes the easy comings. And with that, we choose the easy route. And that's the reason why we starve our focus and feed our distractions. That's the reason why you go to that party to feel good. That's the reason why you go in the game and you ignore all the work you need to do. That's why you procrastinate and leave things to last minute. You are currently in the habit of doing the things you love, doing those things that you want to do, but hating the things that you need to do. And if I'm being honest, it is just too easy to do the things that we want to do. It's way too hard to do the things that are going to benefit us, that we know later down the line are going to pay off. Because we actually have to put in effort for once. To have fun, to feel that short-term happiness is always effortless. But to actually put in the effort to do something hard, to complete those tasks are harder. But I will say the satisfaction is greater and it will last longer. I think the way we should all live is stick to the plan, not your mood. To be honest, there's going to be a lot of people telling you that how you feel matters. I honestly think that how you feel does not matter at all. When you get all up into your cranium meat, you start to build excuses. You start to say things that aren't true because you're focusing on your emotions. And while you're doing that, you're standing still. You see, the way we feel always fluctuates. Our emotions come and they go. That sadness you're feeling, you ain't gonna feel that forever, are you? You know that sadness goes. Just like how your happiness is so quick to go. When we're in our head and we're being emotional, when we are in touch with our emotions and focusing on it too much, we're losing out on time because that time is ticking. That time's moving. That time ain't waiting for you. It ain't waiting for nobody. And all we are doing are wasting time. But even though I hate to waste time, as I've been a pro time waster before, the one thing that hurts is once you do the easy thing, once you look into your comfort, you indulge in your comfort, the realization after is literally almost the same as, it is almost the same feeling because you're sitting there, you're feeling like bread. You're thinking, why didn't I use my time wisely? Because then you start thinking of what time you woke up. Then you start thinking of how long you scrolled on your phone. How long you were doing this and that. And all right, I got time now, I got time. You get distracted by something else. And all that time is adding up. And then you got to put it to the next day, then the next day, then the next day, then the next week. And you're stretching it out, longing it out, making it so much harder than it already is. And the thing about hard work is that it pays. And when hard work pays, it pays in full. Let me give you a funny but real story, short and sweet. So you lot remember the game Black Ops 3. That COD there, I was obsessed. That's when COD for me was at its peak. In Black Ops 3, in Call of Duty, you got the DLC weapons, right? The rare weapons that everyone's trying to get from these supply drops. So I would grind, win 150 games, whatever, I do these challenges. And I remember I opened this one supply drop and I got the XMC, which was a super rare SMG at the time. If you don't care about games, just stick with me. I'm almost done, all right? Bearing this in mind, one of my boys had my account, had my PlayStation account. So whenever I would go around to his, then I could just go into my account instead of playing as guest or playing as that other account you know your friend has where they ain't got nothing on it. And I wasn't trying to do that. So imagine one time, because I like to get my guns diamond, I never got dark matter, I like to get my guns diamond. And I remember I was so close to getting it gold, I had one more challenge left. One day I wake up, I boot up the game, I'm ready to get this gun gold. Tell me why I see my gun gold with the custom loadout that says Jack got gold. Are you crazy? That day I was ready. I was ready to go. I was ready to grind. I had a little thing to do and I knew it was going to feel so good. And no, I did not feel better because somebody else did it for me. I got onto my boy. And I got onto my other boy that got it gold for me. Because the satisfaction I would have received for putting in all those hours would have been so fulfilling. And when somebody else did it for me, I felt nothing. It took away from all my progress. And life is the same way, even if you're taking a shortcut yourself. When you put in 100% effort, when you spend hours on something and you see your work pay off, it feels so good. That feeling is unreal. I can't even explain it to you. And I'm sure you know. And when you do something easy or you use something to help you out, you can't take full credit for what you've achieved. It just doesn't hit the same. And that's a fact. It will never ever hit the same because you know the effort that you put in was not highly enough. What I'm getting at here is that you should always chase lasting satisfaction. You need to think, with what I'm doing right now, is it going to keep me satisfied further along the line of my life? We are not looking for quick fixes. You're not a fiend. I want to feel something that I know that is going to still make me feel that fulfillment in years to come, or at least down the line. That goes for your career, that goes with your goals, your relationships, that goes with anything. You start going for things that are not common. You start going for things that are not easy, that just the everyday person is just doing, even though we're regular people. This will build your mental resilience. This will show your sustained effort over time, how you're able to keep pushing and not just giving up. And also something very important, your patience. You're willing to not waste time, but willing for something to take time to pay off later. We're in a world where people are so impatient, they're waiting for that quick success just like that. And I'm not telling you not to grind now, but I'm saying it may take time for the things that you want to happen. I mean, it's common sense. Nothing is going to happen just like this. And if it does, it will never last long. It will go just like this too. Maturing is realizing that the hardest thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing. Sometimes we are going to have to make choices that break our heart, but ultimately give us peace later on. Because you need to be seeking peace instead of drama. With that being said, it's also important that we stick to the plan. We stick with that person. Because when you fight for something, we are fighting for a reason, even if we don't know it deep down to ourselves. Because deep down we understand that certain things just can't go down like that. We always know when we are doing something wrong or when a situation is wrong. And it's important that we confront it, that we stay there and not just go with the flow and let life just take us wherever it wants to take us. Some people may say that I could have... Thank you, babe. They just whipped up for me. Oh my goodness.
Okay, that's fine then. Well, then.
Some people, including my loved ones, could say, I could have picked an easier path, changed a few things, better options. I mean, I'm trying to be a YouTuber. I mean, I think that's clear. But I will say, ready for my outro? And that is why... What's the title?
Nothing easy is worth having.
Nothing easy is worth having. And maybe that's because I think nothing easy is worth having. Oh God.